and move on to something more relevant. And that is what I'm trying to pull out here. By reading these books, revealing the errors that stands in the way of what is true and good for us. And so let's just take to the where we left off from the Revelations and see how the Bible stands in the way, revealing more and more what we think of Jehovah or we think of God. And we look at this book, how we think of God, how that's made us think of the way we think of God. And the book will truly reveal the confusion we have. There are people out there who are doing certain things that people will object to. But these people are looking to this book and they are justifying it. And they are very, very right to look at their books, whatever book that is before them, and justify whatever they are doing. And they'll point it to you and you have no objections to it. Not even the law will have objection to it. So everybody then will do whatever they want and survive. Everybody have the right to live and survive. But not everything we do has got the right to sort of be implemented, because even if you have to implement it or sort of have it done, there must be limitations that it must always be within the confines where it's accepted. If whatever you're doing is not within the confines where it's been accepted and it goes beyond that, then you are bound to face the whatever consequences that will come along with it. That's something that we must always know. We actually are in Genesis, when Abraham, has a son now, and they were rejecting the other child and all that. And we were talking about Abraham trying to save his Lot. I think what we've got here, the death of 2021, Abraham commanded to offer Isaac as a sacrifice. Yes, that's where we got to. And as I said, God doesn't need sacrifices for anybody. He doesn't even need any sacrifice. Neither is he going to present a cow to you and say, sacrifice that to me, because I need a cow or I need you to do that sacrifice to show something, demonstrate something to me. God doesn't need that. I know that those ritual practice has always happened in what we would normally condemn as paganism of gods that are invented by men. But somehow we've been able to blend it to a divine status of a God. Because God that we think is divine, He's mighty, He created everything, He has everything, He's bountiful, as the Quran will say, and as Christians will say, He is what? Omniscient, omnipotent. He has everything that he wants. And you think that He want a cow presented to Him to make Him satisfy, or He want a human being presented to Him to make Him satisfy, or to make Him what? You understand? He's a cherisher. He cherishes everything that's valuable to Him. A life cannot be taken. If you take a life, in so many words, it demonstrates God is not cherishing that life. Every single person or life is being cherished. That's what we have to get into our test score. He cherished everything. If you believe in a different God who does not cherish, that's fine. That's a different topic altogether. But if you're along this line, then you must always have these things at the back of your mind when we are talking of God or we are talking of the faith, and then by that we can justify any move that we have, concerning Him. He doesn't need you to present a man or a cow or your own child and testing you to know your weight, your height, or whatever, or testing to know your mental ability. He knows your mental ability. They say in the book of the Bible, it's revealed that He even knows you. Jehovah knows you before you were born. So if that is what He is, why do you then go back and say that in the same book that He's testing you to know what you are? It's tautology. It's really, really confusing and not. It's out of the way. It's out of context. It's the whole book keep connecting, it's sort of contradicting itself or convicting itself, putting itself in a situation where, but people we normally read and you don't get that. You don't really, deduce this thing. You don't really put it all together. You don't sort of remember that what some certain statement has been said makes this statement irrelevant. And that is what I'm trying to pull out. God does not need to know you again from whatever He know you to be or he knew you were going to be. He knows you, period. Finish. He made you what you are. If he made you a hunter, you were a hunter. If he made you a thief, you were a thief. He says he created someone or some, what do you call it? For the purpose of what? Killing. He has angels of punishment who he has made them purposely to punish. That is what the Quran revealed. It's also you can find these kind of things in the Bible. So God tells you that at the end of the day, God wants to know. He's testing to know you. I mean, is it relevant to the whole test? Do you think that he will come, he will say that again, that he wanted to test you? Why would he test you if he already know you? You understand? Are you getting the gist of what I'm trying to say here? Why would I test my child if I already know my child? Or I will still test him anyway for the fun of it? No. There's no fun here. God will not test anybody. You will not test your child if you know your child, but you don't know your child. Most of the time, we often don't even know our own children because we didn't create them. They are coming out of us, but we didn't create them. They have symptoms, signs that reveal that they are part of us. They are our flesh and blood, but we didn't create them. Eve was the flesh and blood of who? Adam. But Adam did not create Eve. So Adam did not know the width and the inside of Eve. Adam did not know. The Bible did not reveal that he knew him then. So to continue the story, if I'm the writer of this book, then I have to know where I'm going or why I'm writing. But if it's from other books or wherever the writing came from, then I say that if it's God who wrote it, I think he would approach in a more, it will continue as it's meant to be. Because God knows better than me and you and everybody. So we are discovering these things to prove that God did not write it, or God did not inspire it. If God may be some God, but not necessarily the almighty, true, wise God, but it is God's, there are spirits there and they inspired it, and here it's being revealed. That spirit is being exposed in its own context, its own test to prove that he's not God. That's all there is to it. It's nothing weird. It doesn't mean that the spirits has got the ability. They got so many ability to do whatever they so please. But it's our responsibility to know what is right and wrong. We should reveal what is darkness and evil, what is causing our death and our illness and our problems. Let us reveal these things as we've been born to live. Even if your own father is a criminal or evil to you, you have to expose it. Or is it there to hide? You have to, if you really want to set yourself free from the terrible things that he does to you or is doing to you, you end up opening up, because you know certainly that even though he claimed to be your father, the things he is doing reveals that he is not your father. He's not qualified to be your father, because you then have every right then to reject him or her if he does not play the role or the guardianship well to your embracement or to the normal sense of embracement, to show his humane state or his caring state, that he's truly flesh and blood and that your pain is his pain and his pain is your pain. You share that bond. If you share that bond, then you expect him to demonstrate. If he cannot demonstrate those things, you cannot accept him as your father. He may be your truly paternal or maternal father or blood related whatever, but you can still reject him, because at the end of the day, you are an individual. You have your unique self. If you encourage something which is bad, actions, maybe that parent or your father or your guardian at that instant is having some trigger problem. He's being triggered wrongly in his brain. Something is happening to him. And you are leaving yourself in the state of fear, of love towards your father, and that even if he's putting knife into your throat, you are accepting that for him to kill you. And maybe he's doing it and telling you God is inspiring him or that inspires you, and maybe he's mentally getting sick or crazy. It is your responsibility, if you're a child and you are capable of, escaping such a situation, a scenario from happening to you. You have to do that. You have to do that. Before they know, they'll realize that, This boy was right. I mean, he's his father, and people were saying that why was he so stubborn to his father? His father asked you to do something, you're not doing that. My father was treating me in a terrible situation that I realized that as a normal father, he will not do that. And so I saw that my father was getting crazy